Welcome, everyone, to Dancing with Heart 2021. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to be here. Why? Because I have loved this organization, Heart of Dance, and the wonderful work they do ever since I learned about them more than 5 years ago from my dear friend, Ember Reichgott Young, a former Minnesota State Senator. And of course, I said a friend of mine who co-funded and co-founded Heart of Dance with the current executive director, Andrea Miranda. Now, we'll hear from her a little later. In the meantime, you'll hear from students and staff who have participated in our adapted programs this year. You'll learn how the Dancing Classrooms program for youth and the Dance for Life program for seniors have been adapted to continue to provide physical, mental, and emotional support to people of all ages throughout the isolation of this pandemic, and we know it very well. Also, we will tell you all about how Heart of Dance has used new virtual capabilities to connect beyond the Twin Cities metro area. Together, we'll look back at the changes of the years past and ahead to what's on the horizon. But we don't want you to just sit and watch. Oh, no, no. Audience participation is encouraged. In fact, I expect it. Please share your reactions to the speakers and videos and ask questions in the chat as much as you want. Our creative director, Frances Emberley, will be chatting throughout the event, and she'll post a link to show you how to donate, which you can do online or by text at any time throughout this event. We'll have a brief poll later and a dance break to get you all moving. I can't wait for that. You'll laugh, you'll dance, you'll be inspired. We hope you'll be inspired to donate as well. So, Heart of Dance can come out of this pandemic as strong as before and continue their mission of transforming lives through the physical, mental, social, and emotional benefits of partner dance. Now, for those of you who are new to this event and may not know much about Heart of Dance, the following video will give you a sense of the work they do to achieve their vision. That vision through partner dance, youth and seniors, veterans, and other at-risk communities are connected, respected, and given an environment in which to thrive. For those of you who are longtime supporters, this will be a reminder of happier times when we could all dance together. Take a look.
On the first day of class of dancing in the classrooms, I felt uncomfortable dancing with a boy just because it's a boy.
Half of the class did not want to do it, but now when we got into the middle of it, they wanted to dance.
My relationship with other people gone better because I can make more friends and understand them more.
It doesn't feel out of my comfort zone anymore. I go home and teach my mom sometimes.
Heart of Dance has really gotten to those soft skills that we as educators sometimes have difficulty teaching.
I love that all the kids in the classroom love doing it together and they're not afraid of dancing with a boy or a girl or any culture.
It's clear these children are learning emotional intelligence. They're learning how to read people and they're learning how to respond appropriately. And that really is the secret to success in almost any venue you go to.
When we were at the competition and I got to watch my teammates go up there, I'm like, wow, we learned a lot of stuff and we came this far and we did it.
What I really liked is I felt that there was full inclusion.
That it does build in them a confidence and an ability to be more comfortable in their relationships with one another.
Focusing the confidence, definitely, posture, and being like a gentleman and stuff like that. It's cute.
If I could, I'd probably want to do 8th grade again and do that over and over again.
For me, it became one of the best things in my life, and it's my favorite thing to do now.
Once I figured that I wanted to dance, I just love dancing. And I dance all the time.
I feel more grateful since we've started dancing.
Contento, con tus ojos bellos.
My goodness, I hope it was as moving for you as it was for me to hear that video, to hear what they said, that I just love dancing now, that I feel like a gentleman, that I love it. It's changed me. I mean, we've heard all of this before, but when you take it in again and again, you just say to yourself, my goodness, this is great work that they're doing here. And it's because of you that we get to do this work at all. So let's talk a little bit about how things have pivoted over the last year. Joining me now is Bill Keys, my first guest, and he's the Program Partnership Coordinator for Heart of Dance. Now that means he's been the one talking to the schools and senior communities. Bill, it's so great to have you here and so great to meet you again. This past year has looked very different from the video we just saw, hasn't it?
Yes, yes, it has, Jearlyn. During this pandemic, we've reached out to principals around the state who were to let them know that we were here, ready to support them and their students and their staff as well as we could. Most of our conversations were with schools that already were familiar with dancing classrooms. They know the program, they love its positive impact on the students. This school year was so disrupted though, it was just crazy. Students were in class for part of the time. They were remote for a lot of up until the spring. And even in the spring, they were remote. Some of them had to continue to have school from home. And they had testing in April and May, and it just made things very difficult for scheduling and for the educators. But we came up with this virtual dancing classrooms homeroom edition that gave us a great option for schools that wanted to include social emotional learning in their programming. And you'll hear more about that in a few minutes.
You know, things are changing right now, and I'm just wondering, are you getting a sense of how things will look next year?
We are. There's still uncertainty. We don't know much yet about what's going to happen with students under 12, whether they're able to get the vaccine. But the principals I've been talking with are very excited to get back to more normal operations in the fall. We do have schools signing up for fall and for spring right now. And plus, the state funding that was just released last week includes significant funds for SEL programming. And some schools are bringing us in now for the summer session as well. And everybody, educators from the governor on down, are saying there's a very strong need for SEL programming right now, with so many schools having their students so detached from normal social experiences during this last year.
Well, just hearing how that all worked and where we're going now, I wish you well with this, Bill. And of course, I understand that we have a video that would give our viewers a sense of what the past year has been like. Let's take a look.
A normal Heart of Dance video includes images of smiling, enthusiastic dancers performing with joy and confidence. When COVID hit and schools and senior living communities shut down last March, we were in the midst of 44 active residencies, serving about 1,000 youth and seniors. This past year has looked very different. We were only halfway through the program, and no one knew how long the shutdown would last. A couple of weeks? A month? Our executive director anticipated it might be longer than that. Many of our school partners requested continued access to dancing classrooms to give students some connection to physical activity and a creative outlet while isolated at home. So we quickly decided to record the remaining lessons on video. A handful of program staff gathered in the studio space of our offices at Tapestry Folk Dance Center in South Minneapolis, and, with donations of expertise and equipment, recreated quality educational content that actively engaged students and kept them socially and emotionally connected in the face of additional screen time and isolation. For adults, we offered Dance Breaks, 45-minute virtual group events that were part instruction, part social activity, and part dance party. Although dancing on Zoom isn't ideal, one of the silver linings of virtual learning is we can connect with people anywhere. People logged into our dance breaks from as far away as Seattle, Washington, and Juarez, Mexico. Over the summer, at Dancing Classroom's global headquarters in New York, They incorporated lessons gleaned from the chaos of online learning in the spring and designed a virtual version of the program that retained the best elements of dancing classrooms while accommodating the challenges of remote learning.
Here at Dancing Classrooms, we know that social dance is a physical and emotional outlet that helps us connect with others, even when we can't be face-to-face. That's why our entire team came together to create Dancing Classrooms Homeroom Edition, our social dance residency program for students in grades 3 and up, which can be delivered entirely online. When, where, and how students are learning may look different from school to school, from home to home, or even from one day to the next. Homeroom Edition residencies are flexible and built to accommodate the complexities and potential inequities of remote and blended learning. Through a series of 14 lessons, students learn up to 6 social dances from around the world. The residency includes both pre-recorded videos and live synchronous instruction, offering much-needed physical activity and peer interaction. We foster life skills such as collaboration, respect, and teamwork, and provide students with tools and opportunities to express their thoughts and feelings in a healthy way. Dancing Classrooms Homeroom Edition offers a fun and essential opportunity for students to connect with each other, their families, their schools, and world cultures, all through the joy of social dance.
Heart of Dance partnered with schools and other organizations that recognize the value of staying active and connected during the extended lockdown and the mental and emotional stress it caused. Groups like To Be Continued, whose mission is to increase awareness of suicide prevention, mental health, and wellness through advocacy, education, and outreach. Together, we offered an at-home homeroom edition series in the evening for parents and their children to learn and dance together. Thanks to the reach of the internet, we were able to offer Dancing Classrooms Homeroom Edition to Rancho de los Amigos, a children's group home in Mexico, bringing them social emotional learning arts programming they never had access to before. When asked about what they learned in the classes, one young lady said she liked that people learned how to treat each other with more respect. Meanwhile, our longtime school partners were in a constant state of flux, from hybrid to distance to hybrid to in-person learning. Each time they thought they might incorporate our program, the model changed, and they would have to adapt yet again. Lake Nokomis, Keewaydin is a great example. We started Dancing Classrooms Homeroom Edition there in February with all 3 classes fully distanced. Halfway through the residency, the district transitioned to in-person classes, but there was still a group of students learning from home. Teaching artist Ms. Heather adjusted with grace, finishing the program while virtually teaching 2 classes that were together in the classroom, with the 3rd continuing remotely.
Ask your dad, may I have this dance, please?
May I have this dance, please?
And he says,
yes, you may.
awesome.
One thing we've learned this year is that no matter what classes look like going forward, we know we can adapt to any situation.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks for coming to dance class with us.
My goodness, that was just so wonderful to see, wasn't it? It really is quite remarkable how far they have come. You heard them talk about respect and that sort of thing. We need this all over the world, and to know that from Washington State to Mexico, it is happening, you guys, and it's happening because of you. All right, right now it's time to talk with Heather Johnson. And I am amazed at what she can do. She is the lead teaching artist for Heart of Dance, who you just saw in that video. So hello, Heather, how are you? Is Heather still with us?
Sorry, I was just muted there for a second. Hello, how are you?
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
this program. I love what it does. The smiles on their faces. It's so beautiful and moving. It has to move you from time to time as well, right?
It does. It's so nice to see those videos. I miss my kiddos.
Yeah. So how long have you been with Heart of Dance?
I have been with Heart of Dance since back in 2015. I was the first teaching artist that they hired. I knew about the program Dancing Classrooms from the award-winning documentary Mad Hot Ballroom that I saw a million times and fell in love with. So when I heard someone was bringing it here to Minnesota, I applied right away.
That was a smart move for both of you, I wonder, why are you so committed to this work? Not only do you put your hands, your heart, your hips, all of it into the work, but you also pour yourself into the children.
Yeah, well, I've mainly worked with the 5th and 8th graders in the Dancing Classrooms programs in the schools. And like many of my students, when I was younger, I struggled with poverty, a lack of basic needs, and therefore low self-esteem in general, lack of those social and emotional skills. You know, I didn't know what the term was back then, but I was lacking in them. And dance was my happy place, and it opened up so much more of the world to me. And so to be able to give my kids that same opportunity for that confidence and success and joy that I had through dance is so fulfilling and such an honor.
It's remarkable. Those 2 videos we saw show the stark contrast of how COVID dramatically altered life in so many unanticipated ways this past year. What was it like for you as a teacher?
Well, I'll be honest, Jearlyn, it was hard, a lot harder than I expected. Once it was clear that the schools were not coming back anytime soon, and before they had figured out the whole virtual classroom thing, we put the rest of the lessons that we had, because we were right in the middle of a semester, on onto video so they could do the lessons at home and finish the program on their own. But it was good for them to have something to keep them active, you know, given the screen time, the added screen time that kids have with the virtual learning. And anyways, when I was teaching to a camera instead of a room full of students, it was like so awkward at first. I had done these same lessons a million times, and all of a sudden I felt like I was starting all over again. So I realized how much I feed off that personal interaction with the kids, and that speaks to one of the biggest impacts of this program. And what's so special about partner dance in general is the human connection, that respectful physical touch, looking someone in the eye, feeling awkward when you're learning something new, but you're like figuring it out together, and that shared sense of accomplishment and success when you do figure it out together. So we say we turn barriers into bridges, and that's how we bring students together by the end of the semester. And what brings kids and people from different cultures together and from all different backgrounds and ages is how we connect on a human level.
Yeah, and this all increases their cultural intelligence as well as they're learning all of this. I mean, this is powerful stuff, Heather. So how does that work when you can't teach in person?
Well, at least when we're teaching on Zoom, I get to see their faces and talk to them and interact with them. So it's a little better than the recorded lessons for sure. But it was still a little bit hard to maintain that same energy level through the computer screen that I would in person. So I kind of had to work twice as hard to keep them focused and keep those cameras on.
Not easy. You deserve a crown, darling. Now, it wasn't the same as in person, but it sounds like the best way to adapt under the circumstances. So well done. Will you give us a taste of what a visual lesson is like?
I would love to. My favorite thing to do. All right. So I'm going to ask everyone if they would please stand up from their computer and give themselves some space. Just a little bit, maybe put your arms out to the side and make sure that you've got enough room to dance side to side and forward and back a little bit. And we'd normally do a warm up, but we'll just do a mini warm up. So I want you to shake your arms, shake your legs, shake everything, get your body ready to move. All right, and we're gonna learn a little merengue today. So merengue is, the magic number in the merengue is 8. So all we're gonna do in the beginning is real simple. We're gonna march and count to 8. Let's all do that together. Here we go. 5, 6, please march. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This time smile and count with me, please. 5, 6, please begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you'll notice if so merengue is from Dominican Republic, and you'll notice I already started to do this, but they do not dance the merengue marching like this in the Dominican. They shake what their mama gave them. They use their whole body. So please, this time, let's march in place and shake our whole body. Shake what our mama gave us. Here we go. 5, 6, shake it, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, keep going and keep marching. Just keep that blood pumping. So this is called our red light step, because if we were in a car, we'd be stopped at the red light and our engine would be purring, just in place, ready to go. Then when we do our green light, we're gonna move. So you're gonna move to the side. It looks like this: open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Let's go the other way together. Open, close, open, close, open, close, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our green light, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red lights in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, I see some good shaking. We got one more element in the merengue I want to teach you. It's called the clock turn. So let's pretend our toes are at midnight right now, and you're going to take 2 steps and a quarter turn on the clock, as if your toes were on the clock, to 3 o'clock. We go 3 o'clock. Then we take 2 more 6 to 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Then we go 9 o'clock, and then we go midnight. That's our clock turn. A little faster. Here we go. 5, 6. Please begin at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and midnight. A little faster. You can do it. Don't forget to shake. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and midnight. Good. I think you got it. I think we're ready for music. If the DJ can give us a little music for some inspiration to shake it. Yeah. Here we go. Let's start with our green light to the side. 5, 6. Please begin. Green light, green light, green light. Red light in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green light out of the way. Green light, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red light in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we do our clock turn. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Green light. Woo! Green light. Red light in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more clock turn. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, midnight. Good. Red light in place. Let's red light forward. With march in place, move a little bit forward. Now backward. One more clock turn. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Beautiful. I want you to take a twirl. If you're so inclined, think about or a curtsy. And say thank you to your on-screen teammates. That's polite and respectful. Dance with me. That's a little bit of merengue.
That was fantastic, Heather. Thank you so much. That was fun. And we need to continue to make this dance happen all through our bodies, our heart, our mind, and our spirit, because that has a lot to do with it as well. So thanks again to Heather, you guys. Thank you so much, Heather. Oh my gosh. Just remember that you can continue the dance break if you want to, right? And you can keep donating as well. I know I'm going to as well. So please keep joining us. Stay engaged. Dance as much as you want. It is healing. There's something about it that is so healing. All right, now I'd like to introduce you, or I want you to meet Karen Barber. She's a friend of mine and the development director for Heart of Dance. Hi, Karen, how you doing?
Hi, Jearlyn, how are you? It's great to see you again.
I'm out of breath a little bit from trying to get my groove on, but these dances remind me of some of the dances of today. It's really amazing, isn't it?
It is, it is.
So Karen, you're pretty new to the organization, right?
I am. I just started with Dance the Heart a little over a month ago, and I had no idea until now the wonderful work that they do. Mm-hmm. In my career, I've been a fundraiser with large organizations like the American Red Cross, diabetes, kidney, but I love being hands-on with a growing organization like Heart of Dance, knowing we're bringing communities together and improving quality of life for many people of all ages. I'm just humble and happy. I can't wait to get back into the in-person programming. But even looking at the videos of some of the students on a YouTube channel, they just touch me in kind of ways that I just cried like a baby. I did, I cried. Students with anxiety who didn't have a lot of friends, but made friends through dancing. Students who act out in school, but dancing gave them the positive outlook on their emotions. So, shy students who bloomed with self-confidence.
It's amazing. You've given us a few examples, but tell us what you have, tell the viewers especially, some of these examples, what they really look like.
Well, there was Maya.
Oh, Maya.
Didn't listen to her mother, her teachers, her behavior problems. She had behavior problems, but after dancing program, she liked school. She became a leader in her class. Then we had Judith. Judith, who said she didn't want to do the program. It took her out of her comfort zone, but she warmed up and loved it. And it's not just individual students, it's the whole grade. Those, it's like they become a community. They take it home, they teach their parents and their siblings. People don't realize what dancing could do. When people dance together, they learn they are not different. It doesn't matter what race you are or what family situation it is, we are all equal. We learn the same skills. The organization makes a difference. It brings joy to people of all age. We lift up lives, we move communities. If this is what this organization is about, I am so in, and I'm super excited.
I know exactly what you mean, Karen. The first time I saw them dancing, I was just overwhelmed. It was a video that I watched, overwhelmed. Now, I've heard some of those stories just like you have, and they've touched me too. So let's show everyone what we mean. Take a look.
All right.
My name is Damien, and I'm in 5th grade.
Lisa Anderson, 5th grade teacher.
I think I was just very nervous because I learned we were dancing with girls.
That first time that you get across from a partner and you're expected to get into dance frame and make eye contact, I mean, it is weird. You do get giggly.
But then some of my classmates were like, oh, no, I don't want to do with that. But I was like, I just want to see what it's like. And I just thought it was pretty fun.
Every day we'd push back the desks, we'd go outside for break, we'd come in after first few lessons. The kids would hear the music ending in the other classroom and they'd say, you know, line up, line up, line up.
In dance class, if some people weren't being nice, then like me or my friends would be like, remember you have to show elegance or else you're not doing good teamwork.
Respect like that shouldn't be something that we only see once in a while. It should be the norm. In fact, I just saw it just last week from several students. One student held the door as we come in after recess like we do every day, and the first young lady in line looked to Damien and said, "Thank you, Damien."
Respect to me is like getting along with people, and if someone did something really nice, saying like, oh, good job.
We don't always get to choose who we work with, but we're going to be respectful about it. We're going to be elegant about it.
And my mom would be like, oh, you did a fabulous job. And my dad was like, I'm very proud of you.
My goodness, I'm looking at the benefits poll that I know many of you are looking at as well. And the dancing really makes a difference. You just heard from Damien and how he feels about it. He's so young, yet he could express his feelings so beautiful. Each one of us could probably understand everything he was feeling, everything he was sensing. Well, now I'm really excited to have with us Andrea Miranda. I've had a chance to meet her recently and actually interviewed her on my radio show, and she is a remarkable woman. So now I'd like for you all to meet our Executive Director of Heart of Dance, Andrea Miranda. Welcome, Andrea.
Hello, Jearlyn.
Hey now, my goodness, it just moves me. I've seen that video before and I want to see it again and again, over and over again, my goodness. So let's take a look at the results of this poll that we just saw come up.
Okay, let's see. Interesting. So the highest one, everyone shows 71% of people, higher self-esteem or self-confidence. Okay. But a lot of them, there's several that are up there. Teaching safe and respectful touch was 57%. Joy and self-expression, normalizing healthy gender interactions, all 57%. So wonderful. Yeah, those are all, it's hard to choose.
It is hard to choose, but at the same time, confidence and self-esteem, it is integral for the success of these students. It really is. Without it, many of them may not reach the mark that they're going for. So just hearing that is really exciting. I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about your life as a professional dancer. As executive director, some don't know that you're a professional dancer as well.
Well, it's true. I have been a professional dancer for, gosh, almost 30 years now. Seems kind of crazy that it's been that long. But I really kind of fell into it by accident. I was not a ballerina from age 6, the way a lot of dancers are. Never took any dance classes when I was young, never learned to play a musical instrument. To this day, I cannot read music. But I used to love to watch the old black and white movie musicals and listen to big band swing music before it got cool in the 90s. So I guess it was always in there somewhere. And, you know, I grew up going to family weddings and dancing with my dad and my grandpa and my uncle, who all were fun social dancers. So it was kind of part of the family, but no formal training till I got into college. I went to Carleton College and took a couple semesters for PE credit.
Wow, that's remarkable. So how did you turn all of this into a dance career?
Well, I was looking for a job when I was finishing up school, and I had been on a date to a local dance studio. They had a weekly dance party, and it was a lot of fun. I thought, well, you know, I know a little bit more than the average person. Maybe I'll see what kind of experience they require. And turns out they had a very intensive training program that I got into. And it was just like being in school again, you know, constantly learning new things, which I loved. And it just hooked me. And that was it. Ever since then, I haven't looked back. And I met my late husband through dancing and have really had a wonderful life, traveled the world. It's just been wonderful. And then, you know, about 7 years ago now, crossed paths again with Ember Reichgott-Young, who is also a dancer. Not everyone knows that she was still is a competitive and social dancer, amateur dancer. She'd been my attorney when I was selling a studio, and we got together and we're talking about all the wonderful benefits we had experienced through partner dance and wanted to share those with people that wouldn't normally get access to them. And so Heart of Dance was born.
Heart of Dance was born, and we want to hear so much more. Go right ahead, Andrea. Thank you.
Thanks, Jearlyn. You know, if you're like me, that poll that we just did was a little bit tricky because every answer represents potential life-changing impact for someone. Self-esteem, fall prevention, healthy gender interaction, mental clarity, stronger social connections, how to choose. The fact is, young or old, able-bodied or differently abled, dance changes people. I've seen people go from being shy and insecure to poised and polished, both on and off the dance floor. And that's why Ember Reichgott-Young and I founded Heart of Dance 6 years ago. We wanted to share that impact with those who need it most, from school children struggling with self-esteem to senior adults struggling to maintain quality of life. And we've succeeded with over 9,000 Minnesotans since our start in 2015, which we're very excited about. Seniors like Shirley, a woman I met in our Dance for Life program, who said that as a stroke survivor, the twice-a-week classes improved her day-to-day quality of life. Her balance, coordination, stamina, and memory and recall were all impacted by the stroke. Dance for Life challenged her in all those areas. It was exactly what she needed. Or fifth graders like Damien that we heard from, who told us how important respect is in order for people to get along, and that complimenting someone for positive behavior is the best way to build good teamwork. And Nia, earlier, who told us how much fun her class has when they dance the swing together, and says they're no longer afraid to dance with the opposite gender or someone from a different culture. But after this past year, I believe the thing that's most valuable about our programs is the one thing that we all need most right now: human interaction. It's been known for a long time how the caring touch of another human being is critical to our development, and the lack of it contributes to a myriad of psychological and developmental problems. We've all spent more than a year of our lives missing that crucial contact, and we don't yet know what kind of long-term effects that will have on us as a society. But now we all understand at a personal, fundamental level how important it is. At this moment in time, our work isn't simply meaningful or important. As we begin to come out of more than a year of isolation, it is truly critical. Of course, the pandemic wasn't the only trauma we endured this year. With all the upheaval we've experienced, how can ballroom dancing help us heal? Well, the reality is, a child's stressed brain can't learn effectively, and social-emotional learning programs like dancing classrooms teach them skills to process their negative emotions in a healthy way, so they can be fully present in school and can focus better on core subjects like math and science. The reality is, teaching consent, safe touch, and respectful interaction between genders at a formative age is the best way to prevent gender-based violence in adulthood. Participants of all ages tell us that they got to know people they wouldn't normally have encountered in life. Someone whom they would have seen as other before is now a collaborator, a teammate, a partner. And the reality is, when a stranger becomes a friend, racial, cultural, and economic differences fade, and what's left is simply two human beings. Now, in a normal year, it takes $180,000 to run about 90 residencies serving some 2,500 students and senior adults. Obviously, this has not been a normal year, but we need to get back to that level and beyond quickly. Of course, some of our funding comes from grants and scholarships and sponsorships, but much of it comes from individuals like you. We need your help to raise $35,000 to fill that gap. The bottom line, it takes just $84 to transform one life through partner dance. People over age 65 are expected to make up 20% of the US population by the year 2030. Our partnerships with the YMCA of the North and Ecumen Senior Living Communities are a start, but we need to greatly expand access to Dance for Life, so to improve the quality of life for our elders. We need to reach people across the state with our new virtual programs, so more young people learn to work together with respect. Your support is critical now more than ever. Because the reality is, partner dance brings people and cultures together. Our programs create a safe space in which people of different backgrounds and ethnicities work together to take on challenges and master a new skill, look each other in the eye, and treat each other with respect. One other thing about partner dance, you saw it in those videos earlier and felt it yourself during the dance break. It's energizing, it is joyful, and couldn't the world use more joyous energy right now? Your support today ensures a more joyful future for young and old. Together, with your help, we will continue to make a difference. We will connect hearts and minds, empower people, and we will bring joy. Thank you.
My name is Ken Mole. I am 76 years old. It was great to participate with people my age with a similar interest. The dance class provided great exercise. In addition, it was a real challenge. I wanted to look at ways to avoid dementia. Dancing not only adds the physical element, but the challenge of thinking ahead, problem solving. So it combines the physical activity with all the mental challenges. And I was just delighted to have done that.
My name is Pedro Sedlecki. My son was a competitor from the Keewaydin Lake Nokomis Community School team, and I'm a guardian ad litem with the state of Minnesota, and I've shared with colleagues the experience that this has been in the discussion about consent and having respectful interactions with people. I think it's a huge impact on social emotional skills and gives a sort of a framework for beginning interactions with people and coming up with ideas on how to move through conflict and problem solve, and so I've been very pleased with the experience. You know, he last year was not that keen on the experience. He knew it was coming up in 5th grade and he loved it and wanted to come today, and so I've seen a lot of change in that. If your school or work or seniors who could benefit from this, it's a wonderful experience and has much more involved than anyone could even imagine.
That was truly amazing. That's what it was. I keep trying to figure out how do we tell the whole world about what it is that is being done here today. And now I am very excited to introduce to you, as you heard her talk about what is happening here, I want to introduce you now to Cecily Hines. Cecily is a board member from Heart of Dance, and I have been so pleased to talk with her and to learn her passion about it as well. Welcome and hello to you, Cecily.
Hello, Jearlyn. Great to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you as well. Now, you've been a board member for more than 4 years. What inspired you to volunteer for, Heart of Dance? Are you a dancer yourself?
Well, I'm certainly not a professional dancer, but have always loved dancing, especially partner dancing. And my husband and I did that together for many, many years. And then as Heather did, when I watched Mad Hot Ballroom and saw how partner dancing changed the lives of these fifth graders, improving their self-confidence, their performance, and teaching the civility to others and respect for others as well as themselves, I was totally hooked on this type of programming. And so when I talked with Ember and Andrea, I realized that this was going to be a great thing for the Twin Cities to have. And now we've got the programming moving into adult programming. And that is producing additional benefits, as Andrea mentioned, balance and better neurological connections and joy and socialization. So now we're at the stage of this organization where we've learned a lot through this pandemic year through virtual programming. We've developed a lot of capability to expand our programming to many, many more groups than we ever could before. And what we need now is funding to help us do that. As Andrea said, we need about $35,000 just to get us through the next 6 months. And thanks to many of you already, we have raised $10,000 and need very much to close that gap. And closing that gap will be critical to make sure our program is continuous, uninterrupted, and can expand to these broader audiences. So how can each of you out there help? Well, there are many, many ways. First, there's the Circle of Dance Champions. And these are individuals who are willing and able to commit to 5 years of donations. And these multi-year commitments are critical to Heart of Dance so that we can have consistent and uninterrupted program. The champion level is at $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000 a year. And each of those categories means a lot to the organization. Of course, many individuals can't make commitments of that level, but may be interested and eager to make a smaller commitment, perhaps multi-year at a level that is convenient for you. Maybe you've got employer matching. Any gift is so appreciated by the organization, and all of the money that we raise together goes to increase our funding and our programming. The last, but certainly not the least important, is that Heart of Dance is an expanding organization, and as you've heard, we're really poised to be rapidly expanding. We are eager to connect with more schools, more senior living communities, and other organizations where you think they might have an interest and you have a connection. So please introduce us, connect us with any of these organizations that you think might benefit from the youth programming or the senior programming. Whatever you choose, you can do that very easily right now by just clicking on the chat right now, where there's the link to the Heart of Dance men.org/donate, and you can immediately decide and make your gift online now. We've also included information there if you want to mail something in. By investing in Heart of Dance today, you are investing in the future of our entire community, a future where young people and adults are learning more self-respect, learning more about individuals they never knew before, and learning that in the end, as Andrea said, we're all just human individuals and we are eager to connect with each other. If you take anything away from today, I hope it's this: never, never stop dancing. You're never too old or too young to start. Thank you for helping us bring the joy of dance with its many benefits to all.
Thank you, Cecily. It is quite remarkable what we have learned tonight when it comes to dancing and how it can impact our lives. It impacted my life. As a young girl, my father was killed by a drunk driver. I was 14 years old. And I never danced. I never enjoyed dancing, but my mother suggested, why don't you dance, honey, to get some of that out? And I did. I danced every day. She would close the drapes and just let my weird body trying to figure out steps to just dance, and it just lifted my spirits. It's almost like, you know, telling you or saying to you, trying to share with you how important it is for us, what you do for this program. It's like, you raise me up so I can stand on mountains. I would sing that to my mother. Or maybe you would sing, you raise us up so they can see the way. We are strong because we can stand on mountains. Together we can make this world a better place. So, we thank you so much for your giving. We thank you for your dancing. And we thank you for loving us. I hope I will see you again very soon. Until then, take care and don't forget, as Cecily says, don't forget to dance.